Hey, Cosmic Rose. Welcome to Warm Spring Day. How are you doing? Today is actually okay, but on Saturday it was 29 degrees Celsius. Super hot. Yeah, later than usual. Just today. Wow, everything is so green and growing everywhere. You know, I went geocaching over the weekend, and one of the geocaches was called an earth cache. It's a type of geocache where it has something to do with geology. And I discovered a whole prehistoric forest of metasequoias, fossilized metasequoias, 2.3 million year old. It's just it's crazy. And it was just by the river edge, and the river has washed out the layer where these sequoias were growing. And I could see the stumps and bark on them, and like the stuff was peeling in layers. It was dark, as if it was burned or carbonized, kind of. Some parts were brown. It almost looked like real wood. It was kind of, even some parts were soft. It was just weird. I've never seen a fossil like that. And it's been there, washed away by water. There were some fragments of the wood over there and here and a few meters away, and some debris, and no one cared for it. I had stopped working and was relaxing, watching something else. Oh, thanks. Thanks for coming. And then I read about that forest of these metasequoias, and it was some guy in the 60s who found it. And later on, someone found footprints of a prehistoric elephant. I mean, that kind is already extinct today. And then they found the tusks. Wow, like, it's amazing. And I think the tusks are in some museum, science museum. But wow, it was so cool to see something like this in the nature, and no one cares about it. I think like an unskilled person would just think, yeah, that's like some dead wood from, whenever. Or some debris. Maybe someone was cooking some fire here at the bank of the river. Incredible. 2.3 million years ago. What did I was looking what was back then, and it was back to Homo habilis. Non-modern Homo. Woo. You need to watch Rob's latest VOD on YouTube. Oh, that guy. What is he about? I barely watch YouTube. Never have time. I do. Sequoia. I planted some good stuff on my tiny garden on the balcony. I've got acerola. I don't know how long that will last, but looks like a nice shrub. It's a little baby now. Then I have some beans and tomatoes, paprikas, and cucumbers, and pumpkin and watermelon. I don't know if it's gonna even grow, but about to have my ramen and veggies. Oh, yummy. Look at this. Tulips. Flower of the season. Nice. It's so nice recently. At least it's not so scorching like on the weekend. And different kinds of cherries are blooming now. Yeah, tulips are cool. Remind me the common name for acerola. No, I don't know. Acerola? Isn't it the... Oh yeah, there's a common name. What the heck is acerola? It's got these red berries or something. There's a berry, no, cherry, some cherry. What is it called? Acerola. Barbados cherry. There we go. Brunsfelgia is blooming and Pride of Madeira too. Wow. Yeah. I only saw acerola juice in Costco. I have never seen the real fruit. I think I'm gonna have a good fun. I planted everything in a new planter with supports already, and the bottom of the planter has a place for water. The water is loaded. I don't need to now worry that, you know, when I water it in the morning, it's gonna be all wilted in the afternoon because of all the strong sun and heat. So that's good. That's good. Oh, God, Carlos, welcome. Gentleman Ghost. Hello, this is a different time. Yeah, it's a different time. Today is a late show. Yeah. Hey, Gentleman Ghost, I found the forest of sequoias fossilized by the river. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this. One more tulip. Let's watch the Big Bang at Coachella. What's that? Later time is better for me. Oh, really? Later time, I never have almost time. Just today. Just wait till they stop changing the winter or autumn time. Here they don't change anything, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe they will get rid of that in Canada too. I think there were some provinces that wanted to get rid of this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Sometimes, you know, you can see all the roads with different colors of these flowers. You know, they were fossilized with some silica in them, and the colors ranged from carbon, like black coal, to red, to not red, brown, and some parts were soft. It almost looked like real tree, and it was like by the river. You know, there's fragments here, fragments there. You could see the stumps still. They haven't fallen apart completely yet. And in the same place, they found the prehistoric elephants' footprints and tusks. Some stratodon or something that's, you know, it's extinct today. Brine at Coachella. Azalea, yeah. Azaleas. Yeah, this is the season for azaleas now. They bloom. So many different kinds, and Some are blooming a lot, some are not blooming so much. Maybe they bloom at different time. Well, there's this one street. Actually, there's one temple which has jazz azaleas on the slopes, and you can go and see them, take photos. It looks quite spectacular. Oh, Julihannes! A tree looked like a tree. Yeah. I mean, the fossils look like a tree. For an unskilled person, you would think, yeah, some tree struck by lightning, and you just see a stump and some fragments of bark. It was like that, almost unconvincing it was a fossil. This is very weird. I never seen anything like that. I'm impressed at the falls you visited, Julihannes. And then you told me the Angel Falls, 900 meters. That's almost like, cannot grasp it with my mind. That must be so amazing. You could do skydiving from the top. Where are the camellias? Yeah, camellias, I think they bloomed in the February winter. They're somewhere here and there. But I think by now all the flowers are done. Wow. Do the authorities know about the fossils? Yeah, they do. I mean, there's some guy who realized these are fossils in 1967, and he started to dig there and probably did his PhD on it. But they're just left there. This is just, I mean, you could definitely go there and vandalize it because it's so fragile, and this whole bunch of pieces of whatever wasn't washed away by the river. Then you can see at the ledge of the river that I bet some of these trees have toppled and laid flat. And you can see the layers. One layer just contains all of pieces of the tree, maybe probably bark and other pieces. And it's been compressed there and covered with the river silt, and I don't know how long it was underwater. A long time, millions of years. Homo habilis. Where were we? Africa. It's long, yeah. Can't wait for the cicadas. Oh, cicadas! You just reminded me, the little buzzers. Yeah, it's very, very, very quiet still. And cicadas, they need like 30 super hot temperature. They need Venezuela grade paradise hotness. They would thrive in Venezuela. Are you sure you don't have any? The hues are orange with California poppies. Oh, wow. Orange. I thought, wow, that's nice. Play a recording then. Yeah. I have to figure out where the elephant tusks are, because the people who dug the tusks are not the same people who discovered the fossils of these metasequoias. So the Stratodon's tusks are in some museum, and I think they have been casted and replicated so that you can actually touch them. You can have a feel of a extinct prehistoric elephant that was roaming around here. I wonder what was here 2.3 million years ago. Japan actually was attached to the land, and it wasn't an island back then, probably. We just had 4 days of pouring rain on hail. Oh my gosh. Wow, intense weather. Here, just a sprinkle. There was some rain. But the worst is the pollen. Pollen is flying everywhere. My car, I washed it, it's dirty. The pollen sticks to everything. Like I washed my balcony yesterday. It was just loaded with pollen. Like everything was just dirty. You can't even dry your clothes outside. Oh, they will be pollenized. Pollinated. Thank God we don't have them, otherwise they would make noise. Oh yeah, that's true. I wonder why. You guys have like 38 degrees Celsius, right? And humid. They love it. You have to put, a note to the tourists. Whatever you do not bring cicada to Venezuela. It will be like this is like, I call it the sound of the jungle. Have you ever seen an earthquake fault? Oh, yes, I did. Yeah. There is a peninsula not far away from Tokyo, or I think it's Izu Peninsula. It's west of Kanagawa Prefecture. Maybe it's even in Kanagawa Prefecture. But that peninsula is actually not part of the Japan land. It has come here from riding the Filipino plate, so it came from the south. And on that peninsula, you can tell like the rock features are different than the main island features, but also there is this active fault line, actually a few active fault lines. And I've been to one where you can actually descend. There's a cross section that descends underground, and you can see the layers, how they shifted. There's also, like, the torii gates at the temple, not the temple, shrines. There is one where the pole of one has shifted away and broke the gate. And then following that fault, you can go, there's another park where there used to be like a circular feature in the ground, and the fault has cut it in half, so the circle got shifted into almost an S shape. And you can see the fault running through like farmers' fields, and behold, I hope no one will ever build a house on one of those things. It's so crazy. I think that fault caused some deaths during digging of the Shinkansen tunnel or some train tunnel a long time ago, and lots of people died. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's called Tana fault, T-A-N-A fault. There's lots of these faults. You would have to get the geological maps to hunt them down. But that's the only one I found. Okay. Pollen. Yeah, pollen is incredible this year. I was so allergic last month to, I think, cedar pollen. I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't hang laundry out. I couldn't walk outside. I went geocaching on that day, I remember. It was like walking in a tear gas environment. I had to keep my nose like up high so everything drains into my throat. It was terrible. What an interesting technique. Maybe you will have to turn half B to do something with all that pollen. Yeah, propolis, yummy. I went to the beekeeper once and I bought this huge jar of honey with propolis. It was amazing. Like this, I opened it at home and the smell of the propolis was just whoa, so strong. It was really potent. I mean, the whole place smelled like propolis, and it was so delicious. Very cool and creepy. In California, you can see the fault line too. Ripped up earth. Yeah. I saw one running through a farmer's field. I don't know, does his field needs to be like, remeasured every now and then, because there was a good 1.8 meter shift in that fault line. It's scary. Scary. Imagine your house. You could actually, in Poland, similar things happened because people had houses built in the city, but very close by there were coal mines, and of course they would be, detonating charges and digging stuff, which would cause the land to shift, and your house would be like, I remember my cousin had a house, and one part of his house started to sink, and it was more obvious in some period year by year, where he had to correct it and build an extra stair inside his house. It was just weird. Lots of damage. He was lucky, but some other houses, they might just start breaking in the ceiling and leaking, and yeah. What's the worst earthquake you've been to? That 2011 one. My gosh, that was quite shocking thing to experience. Like the ground like this, you would be standing firm, but you would also feel like it's moving, like you are on the rubber. Like you could feel the waves with your feet coming and going. Man, that was strong. I mean, everything survived. But if this was like in some country where there is no earthquake code, oh, this would be so dangerous. That's like, if you get one of those old houses in Japan for free, and they're free to take, they probably have they've been built before the earthquake code, and they might be just dangerous to live in unless you rebuild them or reinforce them. I don't know. Who knows, maybe they have asbestos too. I was in Japan, yeah. I was in Japan for 8 years back then. Yeah. That was crazy. Like everything was not functioning. Trains were not functioning. Everything from convenience stores disappeared. There was no food. Water became radioactive after that. Those power plants blew up. Yeah. There was no power at some point where they were alternating, power on, power off. Edinburgh tattoo from the last summer. I saw Poland Highlander dancers. Oh, that's so nice. Chewbacca. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a nice find. Yeah. I walked down that big fault crack at the Mammoth Lakes in the High Sierra. Wow. Yeah, I think if such places are, made, prepared, It's kind of cool to actually walk there and see how far has the Earth shifted, and is it actually shifting now, or that kind of information. In 2011, were you inside, outside? When I was at work, and it's like I went to the washroom, and I was sitting on the toilet when that happened, and I just said, and in the toilet there is nothing obvious that you can feel that the Earth is shaking. But then I hear like the door is like whack, 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 and I'm thinking, who the heck wants to get into the toilet? Can't you see it's closed? I'm in here, But then it kind of stopped, and then it went whack, 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 and then it really became so strong. I realized, holy cow, this is like an earthquake. Something is shaking a lot here, and I had to hurry up. And there was like sheer panic, people running here and there, and like, oh my god, like there was like no organization with evacuation, like how they're supposed to evacuate. I ran outside. I didn't evacuate to the right place. I was standing by like big outside by the vehicles. There was some bass in there, and the bass was like dancing so strongly. It was almost scary to be by that bass, and you could see the windows in the building like flexing, and the building was just like the parts of the building were just riding the waves. You could see like where they connect and how they like move between. Holy cow. And then when I finally evacuated it to the right place, I could see the huge windows in the buildings. Like windows, you would think, wow, that thing is just, how the heck is that gonna take it? And they were bending. You could see the windows were not straight anymore. They were like bending with the building. Something amazing. And it's been there like I was just standing there for like 45 minutes, and every now and then there was like this another wave of like series of waves coming. Whoa. Yeah, that was kind of scary. I went to the station. There were no trains. People were waiting. I didn't know how to go home. In the end, I just gave up on the train and started to walk. I must have walked like 30 kilometers to get back home. And finally I arrived. But my legs were so done, and I had some pain, and I had to take ibuprofen. Oh, scroll up. Maybe something got caught up. You were talking about Fukushima. And all that earthquake, yeah, that one. What is it called? Like the something, I don't know what they call it. It's something in Japanese name for that earthquake. Other Earth constantly moves, not gonna have big problems. Yeah, I know. But earthquakes happen here like almost daily. Most of them you don't feel, but every now and then there's a nice shake. Maybe some stuff might fall, but I just don't put things anywhere, like toothbrushes or something. No, not the toilet. Yeah, imagine if you had to run with emergency. Oh, don't remind me about that. I would be thinking, I'm gonna go down with the building. See you, everyone. Sometimes, when the earthquake happens at night, I'm like this. I'm not getting up. I'm going down with the building. Sometimes I get woken up with the earthquake, and sometimes I just I feel it in my dreams. Oh, it's a brown bird. Oh. Sometimes I don't realize it, Oh, Orban, yeah. He's out. In Venezuela, you almost never have but just a little shake every once in a while. Oh, 6 months. It's a little bit more peaceful than Japan. I think, here in the various tectonic plates converging, like at least 2 or 3 or even 4 at one place. So there's a chance that there's gonna be some crazy shake anytime, I think. Some people think, why people are living there? Yeah. After that there were some other crazy earthquakes. Up to number 4 on Japanese scale is kind of okay, but when it gets, I think the top is 7. So when you hit 5, it starts being scary. And it's not like, the building is gonna collapse and you die in a building. The buildings are designed to withstand like even the strongest earthquakes. It's just your things in the room with you, like, the refrigerators or your bookcases or whatever you have, couches. That stuff's gonna be moving, and you won't have even time to move away and get hit by something toppling over you. And doors jamming, if the building gets really stuck, damaged, the door, you might not be able to open it. And of course the glass everywhere. You might cut yourself if you don't have slippers. Maybe this is why Japanese have slippers everywhere, and the different slippers for a toilet too. Wow, did you feel the aftershocks? Yeah, the aftershocks were continuing for like months and months. Like to the point, like by the 3rd month, you would be at home and you will be thinking, holy cow, it's an earthquake. But actually your brain was making it up and there was no earthquake. And that's kind of like, PTSD. Yeah. I think, it took a long time for the pressure to equalize wherever it was shaking. Nah, nothing fun, man. It's like puzzle with lava underneath trying to fit each other, and you guys are the victim from it. I know. But there's this subduction fault which pushes down, and then there is the top fault which stops it, right? So it's like it's kind of trying to rotate, and when there's just too much pressure, the earth starts giving in and waving. And there's a strong possibility that Mount Fuji might erupt and that stuff. It says there when you climb, like you take your own responsibility, because the volcano is actually active and it can erupt anytime. I think maybe 10 years ago, there were hikers at a different mountain, and that went kaboom. Like so many people died there, and till today there are some people who are unaccounted for. Very crazy. Below 4, 5 we feel. No, like 4 is like easy going. It's like it's shaking. Stuff is dancing on the shelf. But 5, it gets kind of violent, and also depends how is it shaking, right? Sometimes it's like up and down, but that is freaky, because like your brain doesn't expect to be shaked that way. And sometimes it's just sideways, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's quite fast. Yeah. You walking on the yellow flowers. Where was that? Oh, the weeds. Yeah, the dandelions. Yeah, for sure. They grow everywhere. Earthquakes. I survived all of them. But it's scary if you live next to the body of water and an earthquake comes up. Ooh. No, it's no matter if it's like 12 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning or at night. You gotta get up and run. There's like no time. Like if there's a possible tsunami, you have to outrun it to the safety. And yeah, some people just didn't make it. Especially on the earthquake. When was it? Last year? 2 years ago? I think 2 or 3 years ago in Niigata. Yeah. But the tsunami height I think was 32 meters for that strong one from 2011. Like the amount of water and wave. Like I freak out when I see a 3-meter wave when I go surfing. Just imagine 32 meters. There's no way, even if you are on the safe ground, you probably will never make it. You need to have great rest for your day. 2,000 Los Angeles. Yeah. Take care. Take care. Yeah. But it's what's really strange, right? Because you think that tsunami can only attack the coast, and of course there are protective walls that get closed before it hits, if it hits. But if it's over that limit, it will spill, and usually there are rivers. Now the freaky thing is, if you saw tsunami traveling up the river, you think like, oh yeah, it's just the coast. Oh yeah, it hit over there, and then like the river, the wave continues up the river. It's like it obliterates everything in its path, and the boats or whatever the sides of the rivers are, bridges. And there's no way to outrun it. Like the speed is just, if you're lucky, maybe you can drive away with the car to the higher place. My broken app will not grab my name, so I can tag you profile. No worries, no worries. Yeah, sometimes there are earthquakes like when you're in the mountains. That's also scary because the stones are starting to fall. Like even if you go hiking and you just wait and listen at the place where there are rocks, you will probably hear some rock falling within 10 minutes because the whole mountain is shaking, probably from some weak earthquake. Yeah, volcanoes, earthquakes, floods, tsunamis. It's the craziest part of the earth to live here. And landslides, yeah, landslides happen a lot. Like sometimes, it will swallow the whole house with people in it, and there's no way you can dig it out. It takes forever. I watched so many dozen tsunami videos, so bizarre. Yeah, you are lucky because now you will have everything polluted with AI. So whatever is on those videos might not be real anymore. And of course there was no phone service, no power, no traffic lights in the streets. Like, once that goes, there's terrible traffic jams everywhere. People cannot drive cars, they run out of fuel. Oh. And yeah, occasional fires here and there, or like in industrial areas. But that was just minor stuff. Yeah. So you will notice that nobody wants to really live at the beautiful beach because there's a possibility you will die. They don't even care, their house will disappear. You might die. And nobody wants to build houses on slopes of hills because of the landslides too. Hot springs, yeah, there's plenty of hot springs here though. But if the volcano blows up, they either stop flowing or some different temperature gets, shifted, and they're all ruined. All right, anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for coming, and have a nice Monday. And yeah, today was late, sorry. I'll be broadcasting at the usual time. So take care. Bye for now.